Good morning. Oh, that's muted. It's a little loud. Welcome to the space. A free masterclass. I'll give people a few minutes to hop on. Do you ever notice when you get your hair done, it's never the same when you blow dry it? It's never the same as when they blow dry it. I'm not a hairdresser. When you're coming on, say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Jocelyn. Thank you for tuning in. I like this music. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Say hello when you're hopping on. Just adjust this. I don't like it when I could see the top of the thingy. Well, a little bit better. Not perfect. Hi, Kinga. Good morning. Sorry, I'm just adjusting the camera. Sorry. Drives me crazy when I can see the top of the thingy. It's okay. Right? Exactly. If you could take your head off and do it like the hairstylist does, then it would work. Exactly. I was just saying, oh, nice, Kinga. You're in Los Angeles. That's awesome. I am originally from California. I am from San Jose, Santa Clara area. I was born and raised in Santa Clara, but yeah, till I was in my 20s, early 20s. And then I moved to Ohio and spent about 10 years there. Now I'm in Massachusetts. Definitely a California girl at heart, for sure. I was just saying that I got my hair done yesterday, and they do it so beautifully. And then, you try and do it again in the morning and it just never works out. West Coast in the house. Woohoo! Except now I'm on the East Coast. Yeah, I love the East Coast too. It is so beautiful. Oh my God, the dogs are barking. I don't know why they're barking. Hopefully they'll be quiet soon. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Sorry, I'm just trying to adjust my foot here. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with the space. Oh, thank you, Kinga. I just had it done yesterday. They had to, do the roots and, put more highlights in it. I had her put some red in it, more red. I like having red. Yeah. Oh, nice, Tammy. Hi, Tammy. You're in the East Coast. Where are you at on the East Coast? Because you feel the energy. Yeah. Yep. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. So the space is really about the space that you want to utilize, right? For tuning into your intuition, the space that you really need to create for yourself on a regular and daily basis, right? Georgia. Well, welcome from Georgia, Tammy. It's really about connecting to your intuition. I've been recently, this has recently become my thing. This is the thing that I enjoy talking about the most. This is the thing that I love tuning into myself. You end up feeling so much more connected and so like you have a direction, right? Like you know where you're going. But sometimes it's hard to tune into our intuition, and sometimes we forget that we need to go back to the basics and remember to tune into our intuition. So let's talk about, I talked about this last week on Wednesday earlier this week, Wednesday on episode 8 of After Dark Talk Radio. And if you have not been to my After Dark Talk Radio, you should come, which I know I've seen both of you there. Tammy, I don't know, you're going to have to step it up, girl. I need to see you at my After Dark Talk Radio, Wednesdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we talked about, and if you want to catch any of the episodes, they're over on YouTube. Just look it up, After Dark Intuition. We really talked about the 5 easy steps to start tuning into your intuition. First and foremost is being your space, right? The location that you're actually trying to connect with yourself in. Your space needs to be obviously a quiet space. Let me know if that dog is bothering you. I can hear him. I don't know how much you can hear him. Just give me a, go take care of the dog or whatever, because he's annoying. It's because one of my children is upstairs. Now the little one's barking. This is wonderful. So setting up your space, making sure that your space is really quiet, comfortable, that you have a blanket, maybe a pillow, maybe, a nice relaxing chair. So right here, the space that I'm in now is one of my all-time favorite spaces. It's right in my living room. I actually had to move from my Reiki room, but I love this space too. My Reiki room is like my number one. This would be like my number two. And then I also have a beautiful space up in my bedroom where I have a huge relaxing chair and I've got a footstool that goes in front of it. And then I also have a blanket and a pillow, so I can prop my pillow up behind my back, or I can, put my blanket on if I'm cold. And then I have a table right next to me that is full of all my crystals. And I've got my cards sitting there, so I could sit there in that space. I can meditate. I can pull a card for myself. I can tune into my crystals. I can do all of these things, but it's just a beautiful space where I'm comfortable. It looks good. It's aesthetically pleasing, so all of those things are part of this experience, right? Of part of making an inviting place for you to want to connect, to want to tune in, to want to sit down and listen to your intuition. We are constantly running. We're constantly looking at our phone. We're constantly getting messages. We are constantly receiving things from the outside world, whether it's the news, whether it's our family, and everything's immediate these days where everybody wants your attention right now. When they send a message, they want an answer right now. They're called, instant messenger, right? Or whatever, you know what I mean? Because they want the messages right now. They want you to reply right now. And we have to sometimes remember that we don't have to reply right now, that we can put that aside. But this world is very fast moving. It's very fast paced, and it's very difficult sometimes to pull ourselves away. So it's important that we take time to actually connect. And that's what the space is all about, including the space. The masterclass and the actual space. The second thing is really getting everything situated prior to you sitting down. And by that, what I mean is, like, maybe I should have taken out the dogs, right? Because I knew I was going to have this masterclass. Granted, I was rushing because I didn't get up as I wanted to get up at 9. I got up at like 9:30. So right now it's 11:09. So I wanted to have like 20 minutes down here prior to me sitting down. I had about 10, and I probably would have thought to take the dogs out. So something like that, taking the dogs out. That's like a perfect example. So maybe that's why they're barking. They're like, hey, remember to tell them about the dogs. Take the dogs out. You want to silence your phone. Maybe, your laundry has a timer and you can hear your laundry from wherever you're sitting and the beeper will go off. You don't want to be distracted. You maybe want to talk to your kids and say, hey, listen, I'm going to be meditating for about 20 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long, that they can handle being quiet and however long that you can handle meditating and connecting. And you ask them and tell them, please, don't bother me in this time frame because I need this time to connect. Mommy needs this time. Or, if you're babysitting, whatever, you're the aunt, whatever, or your husband for that matter. Listen, partner, whatever, I'm going to be meditating. I need some space for 10 minutes. So take care of everything prior to you actually sitting down. So be intentional with this space. The next thing is, this is number 3, is to give yourself some grace. One of the hardest things to do is actually meditating and silencing our mind. Because like I said, we are so often constantly moving and moving and moving and moving. And our brain is moving just as fast. It's said that we have like 6,000 thoughts in a minute. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. So quieting our mind down is sort of difficult. So my recommendation really is to, if you're not used to meditating, start small. And we're going to dive deeper into meditation in a little bit, and we'll talk about some journaling, and we'll talk about different ways to actually connect and start listening to your intuition. But the sitting down, even if like you haven't meditated in a while and now you want to sit down and meditate and you're like, I'm going to do it for 20 minutes. I'm just going to get in there. All of these thoughts are just going to rush in and they're just going to pop in, and it's going to be very difficult for you to sometimes listen, right? And our goal is to listen to our intuition. Our goal is to connect with ourselves, and our goal is to hear those thoughts, right? Because those intuitive thoughts are our decision makers. That is you and the universe conspiring together to move you along to your best life, right? That right there, that little segment is probably the most important segment of this entire masterclass. Your thoughts, your intuition, are you and the universe conspiring to make your life the life that you desire. Honestly, that's huge. That is absolutely huge. And if you're not tuning into your intuition and you're bypassing it all every single day, you're not hearing the direction that you need to go. You're not hearing those answers that you're looking for. You're not hearing, like, you want to work on your relationship and you sit down and you tune in and that's what you want to know. And you're not hearing those answers. Then you're just flying by the seat of your pants, basically. And you're using your logical mind, which we don't want to do. Sometimes we need to use our logical mind, but then we're using our logical mind to solve a problem that we need an answer to, right? We need to tune into our intuition. That's my point. So give yourself some grace. So that's number 3. There's more to that. I'm sorry. Allowing your mind to race for a little bit is fine. And it will happen. You're going to have all of these thoughts going and going and going and going. See, I got off on a tangent and totally forgot what I really wanted to tell you. So your mind is going and going and going like crazy. You can ask your mind and your thoughts to stop and to slow down. So you can, while you're sitting here meditating, you've got all of these crazy thoughts going and they're just going and going and going. And you could just say, okay, stop. I want the thoughts to stop. And you allow those thoughts. You consciously may have to think to stop those thoughts. Allow them to stop or slow down. And then you'll start to begin to hear that silence, right? The silence that you're looking for, the way you're really looking to connect and the way you're looking to hear those intuitive thoughts. So giving yourself grace and allowing your mind to race and allowing yourself to tell yourself to slow down and giving yourself some grace in the sense that maybe you can't meditate for 20 minutes because you don't either have enough time. At least you're giving yourself a couple of minutes, right? If you tune in for 2, if you tune in for 5, tune in for 10, give yourself the grace to work up to the 20 or however long you want to meditate. Just give yourself that ability to grow, right? Give yourself that grace. The 4th thing is to ask for some guidance, is to really ask. So often we sit and we meditate and we're not asking anything. We're not asking any questions. We're not even asking to connect. So like when I do Reiki, I'm a Reiki healer, I'm a Reiki master. And when I do Reiki, I sit like right prior to doing my treatment, I sit and I connect and I say, okay, please move the Reiki energy through me so I may, assist the person that I'm working with, right? Basically. And as soon as I do that, I can feel all that Reiki energy coming into my hands, right in through my crown chakra, all the way through my body. But Reiki is like a hands-on type experience. And that is the way that I ask. And it's the same thing when we're tuning into our intuition, right? We really need to listen, ask, and then listen. And actually, that is the next step, is step number 5 to our easy steps is listening and trusting. Hey, Nate. Oh, can you let the dogs out before I kill them, please? Thank you, sweetheart. Just let out Rando. Oh, my daughter's coming here. Oh, very beautiful.
It took me like 30 minutes.
Well, you did a good job. Please go let Rando out because he's annoying mommy. Thank you, love. Okay, so those were the 5 easy things. Let me just go over them again really quick so you have them. Setting up your own space, making it beautiful, make it intentional, make it aesthetically pleasing, make sure you've got your comfort items there. Oh, and you know what? Also, I would recommend bringing in some water with you during a meditation because you want to move all those things through you, right? You want to keep your body, mind, and clear. And water is a great conductor. So water will actually assist you in tuning into your own intuition. And actually, I read the best when I'm drinking water and when I've drank a lot of water and when I'm near water, when I'm in the shower. So this morning, don't tell my husband this, our anniversary is coming up in 2 days. And I did buy him some gifts, but he is more of a, like, he is so much better at it than I am. And I know he loves gifts, but I'm always like last minute, like, oh shit, I need to buy some gifts. And I did buy one, but it's like a little cheesy gift. But I was like, oh shit, what else do I need to buy him? So I legitimately was sitting in the shower this morning and I was tuning in. I was like, oh my God, what do I need to buy? And I remembered what I needed to buy. So don't tell him that I'm totally buying one gift last minute, but that's a secret. Okay, keep that to yourself. I'll tell you when we're done. It's cute. It's easy. But his other present is upstairs in my room, on mommy's bed. But you can't open it. Sorry, minor distraction. So setting up your space, getting everything situated before you sit down. Remembering to turn off timers. Don't leave food on the stove while you're waiting to meditate, right? Like, what if something happens? Hello, Samantha. What if something happens? We don't want bad things to happen while we're trying to meditate because you're going to be distracted, right? You're going to start thinking of these other things. Turn off your regular phone. If you have alerts going off, turn that off. Let them go to vibrate. Giving yourself some grace. That's number 3. Asking for guidance is number 4. And learning to listen and trust is number 5. Those are all easy and difficult at the same time. Listening and trusting is what we're basically going to talk about now. I'm going to give you a little bit of how to listen. Trusting is a little bit more difficult. And actually, we really go into that in Empower From Within, which is my paid monthly subscription. And we really, really work on lots of things. So in that masterclass, oh my goodness, in that masterclass, that paid subscription, oh my goodness. All right. And that is Empower From Within. But so 5 things: setting up the space, getting everything situated, giving yourself some grace, ask for guidance, listen, and trust. And actually I have I think earlier when I posted, I think yesterday, I have a little picture of all of those 5 things. So go save it, share it, do whatever you want to do with it. Guidance, simple, easy guidance for everything, right? So just save it. It's a great thing. All right. So now what we're going to do is, hold on, let me tie my daughter's sweater. Well, my sweater. And my tank top.
Oops.
Okay, there you go, baby. So now let's take a minute and let's connect. So let's go ahead and if you have any candles nearby, or I forgot to light my candle before we started.
Turn it off.
Turn what off, baby?
Candle.
Oh yes, later when we're done, we'll turn it off.
What's this one?
I should have lit my candle earlier. I love scents, so I really love to have that surrounding smell near me. So whether it's a candle or whether it is essential oils, I have both. God bless you. I have both of those things next to my meditation space so that I can connect even deeper, right? So like I will utilize several different essential oils. I will have several, excuse me. Oh, you too, Kinga. That is awesome. I will have several, why can't I talk? Say that word. several different types of essential oils. So like, depending on how I want to connect, like if it's in the spring, I usually have, or summer, I have like orange and, lighter springy smells. And when it's in winter, I actually have like a Christmas magic or, something like that. And like, I have like the deeper grounding sense if I need to be grounded or, all the different types of things. So that is, Savannah, can you please stop, honey? That is another one of the things that I really enjoy having in my meditation space. So a scent or a smell is definitely a positive thing as well. All right. So the next thing that you can do, and I don't know if you have any sage, feel free to do this now. I like to cleanse my space too. So before you get started in any meditation, or even if you're just going into, so I'm just lighting it, if you're going into a room and you want to meditate in the space and you kind of just want it to be clear and free of all things, right? Like you live in your house and you live in your meditation space as well. And it's very important that sometimes we clear the energy from the meditation space, right? So from your last meditation, things come up, or let's say it's your bedroom, like mine's my bedroom. What if my husband and I had a disagreement in the bedroom? What if we had a disagreement in the kitchen? You know what I mean? It's very important to cleanse your space. And that's, where your meditation space is, in the kitchen. I don't know why it would be in the kitchen, but you never know. I don't know what kind of space you guys have. Sometimes I like sitting at my counter and just burning all my candles and stuff. So with your sage, you can do multiple different things, cleaning yourself and then also cleaning like your walls, right? So in my Reiki room, I will take my sage and I will go and put all of my Reiki symbols with my sage into each wall.
We don't have a Reiki room anymore.
I know. My son moved in, so I don't have my Reiki room anymore. I had to move out here. But the other thing you would do is all of that energy sometimes gets really stuck into the corners. So take your sage and go up and down the wall, right in the corners, right? And then I go around each wall and I give it a big, huge S. If you're not putting Reiki symbols, if you have Reiki, I don't know. But I do that. And then I will do my body. So I will do my third eye, do my crown, do my throat, and my heart. And I'll go all the way down, sacral, solar plexus, root. I'll go all the way down my arms, allowing that smoke to cleanse all of you, right? And then I will just let it sit and burn. But I always feel so much better when I cleanse all of my chakras with my sage. And I have a little bowl that I actually put them in. So this is my sage, my Palo Santo, and another thing of sage. They're different types of sage. Jocelyn, you live in a townhouse, so attached to others, I cleanse my space constantly. Yeah, that's great. That's fabulous because, that stuff it the way that I feel about it, it's like it seeps in, right? Like it comes, things are residual, right? It's residual. It lets, it stays, so like if you have an argument in the room, it stays. If you're thinking bad thoughts in the room, it stays, so it's very good to cleanse your space, cleanse yourself regularly. And you don't just have to use sage to cleanse yourself as well. There's many different ways. Like I have some chakra clearings that are in my group. I've got chakra clearings that are on my personal profile. One of my episodes for After Dark Talk Radio was a chakra clearing. That's on YouTube. But yeah, that is very important, is cleansing your space. And that will allow for a deeper connection as well. So once you have your space situated and, hey, Sin, my sister just popped on. Hey, girl, it's 8:30 in the morning. I'm glad you're awake. You put a Tree of Life tapestry in my dining room last week and it completely changed the energy. That is beautiful, Jocelyn. I love that. I love that. Yeah, you know what? I have like this beautiful butterfly. Actually, I should take it out of the Reiki room. I should put it back here somewhere, but yeah, hello, Sin. But yeah, you guys should see it. It's beautiful. And that's like one of those things that, yeah, the more you make your space inviting and beautiful, the better it is, right? I love it. But so taking care of our space and making sure there's no distractions. So it's a little bit harder to connect when you have those distractions. So when you go to meditate and you want to connect, when you're sitting down, and you can sit down in the chair, you can sit down if it's on your bed where you're meditating, if you don't have a space that you're actually meditating and you want to, utilize your bed, or maybe it's a couch. I can't meditate without something on my back. And it's just because I have a bad back and I need that extra support. So I need to have something behind my back. Like I have one of those little kneeling, meditating, I don't know what it is. It's like a little chair, right? But you sit on it and put your feet underneath or crisscross in front of you. And I just can't use it. I've had it for years and I just can't use it because I need to have, something behind my back. So I'll meditate on a chair. I'll meditate in my couch. I'll meditate on my bed and sit up with my pillows behind me and lean against the back, right? So that's an option. Just pay attention to what feels best when you are meditating. If you want to lay down and meditate, that's absolutely fine as well. The only difficulty that I find there is that I end up falling asleep, which that's fine too. You can totally fall asleep because you're going to get your intentions and everything that you set for your meditation. So that's gonna be okay as well. But it's not a problem. I just have a tendency to fall asleep and I want to kind of be awake and I want to really hear my intuition. So let's see. So now that we've talked about our space and we've talked about less distractions, now let's get into meditation itself. So sitting and, let's see, Jocelyn says, most meditations, I'm either in the bath reclining or in my bed completely supported. Falling asleep is your body healing. Yeah, you know what? And so I always laugh when I do my Reiki treatments. People always fall asleep and they ask me, like, is that okay? And I'm like, of course it is, because the way that I see Reiki is I see it as it's like a sleep situation, right? Where you are putting your body to sleep and you're allowing for all of that healing energy to completely move through your body, right? And you're essentially taking a nap during your Reiki treatment, you know what I mean? And allowing your body to heal. So yeah, I totally agree with that, Jocelyn. So when you meditate, there's a couple of different things that you can do too. So you're in your beautiful space, you're relaxed, you don't have your distractions around you. Now, I like to have my journal nearby because I want to be able to write down the things that I actually thought of when I was meditating. So like my intuition, you know what I mean? What is it bringing in? What are the questions that you asked? What are the answers that are coming? And more importantly, so that I don't forget, because I will forget. So the other night I had just connected and I had written, I was journaling, and then I put my journal away, and then just as I was about to fall asleep, a thought came through and I was like, oh my God, I need to write this down. So, and I was exhausted at this point in time, but it didn't matter because I was like, if I don't write this down, I am going to forget what I wanted to say. So I actually got my journal back out. I got my pen, wrote the thing down that I wanted to write down, and then I moved on. But I knew I wouldn't remember. And the funny thing about it is the next day, can you please stop, Savannah? The next day I actually had to go back to my journal because I was like, I totally forgot what I wrote down. Thank God I wrote it down because I was able to figure out what I wanted to do. And I actually posted that yesterday in my Instagram stories. So that really worked out. So have your journal nearby because a lot of things are going to come up. And you might actually want to have a journaling session as well during this time because you have your space set up. You have the time. You have the distractions set, right? So it's a perfect time to actually tune into your space. So the meditation, let's talk about meditating. So when you are connecting and you are ready. Step 3 is to give yourself some grace, right? So you can choose to do a couple of different things. I choose to meditate without music on most occasions because I get distracted by the music. I get distracted by the notes and the sound and the, what if the music starts moving too fast, or what if, you know what I mean? I personally get distracted by the music. So you can meditate with nothing. You can meditate with music, something that we have playing now. I don't know if you can hear it. It's very light. Just a slow, relaxing meditation, or maybe music, or maybe with like ocean sounds or something like that. So sometimes I will utilize the ocean sounds, or I'll utilize this, especially when we are meditating during, like all of my energy clearings or meditations. I do like to use music just because then there's nothing in the background for you guys. I don't know. I don't know why I use music when I do, but, so the choice to use music or not use music. Then there's also, you utilizing certain sounds to actually connect and continuously saying the same thing over and over and over again. You can utilize that as well. Like I said, for me personally, I like to have nothing because I like to hear those thoughts that end up coming through. And I like to really concentrate on slowing my mind down and hearing what I have to actually say, right? What my intuition and the universe are saying to me, conspiring to move me in that right direction. So that's what I will do. So let's take a minute and we're just going to connect for 1 minute or close to 1 minute, whatever feels like 1 minute in my body. So let's go ahead and where you're at right now, go ahead and just kind of feel the weight of your body situated in the chair that you're in, the bed that you're in, the space that you're in right now, and just feel your weight, feel that gravity in the chair. It's almost like giving ourselves a little bit of grounding before we allow ourselves to connect. Then let's go ahead and take a couple of deep breaths in and out, right? So these are things that will allow some of the stagnant energy in your body to actually move. So go ahead and take a deep breath in and blow it out. And you know how when you're tired and you're like exhausted, and if you take that deep breath in and that deep breath out, it kind of moves that energy through and allows you to kind of like wake up. This is moving that stagnant energy. So let's do it again. Take a deep breath in and push it out. And go ahead and do it one more time. Deep breath in and out. And a note with the breathing, you can do many different things with your breathing. There's lots of places that, help you tune into like different types of breath work, where you have like a box, right? Like where you're in for 4, holding for 4 and blowing out for 4, or you know what I mean? And then you're holding that space down here for 4 before you blow it, in and hold and out and hold in, and, so you can utilize that type of breathing. But there's many different ways that you can do that. I just like to breathe in, breathe out, allow for some of that stagnant energy to move so that I can then clear my mind so that I can connect. So let's go ahead and do that again. Breathe in, out, and then we're going to just take a minute, close your eyes, and sit and allow our brains to actually clear. So, and we're going to take about a minute to do that. So take a deep breath in and out. I also like to, then I'll be quiet. I also like to, roll my neck, move my shoulders, just because it allows a little bit more energy to get out, and it allows my body to relax a little bit more. So go ahead and do that if you wish, and then close your eyes, and then we're just going to sit in silence for a minute, and then we'll talk about how that felt. And if you know how to meditate, that's wonderful. We're getting back to the basics and we're just trying to like begin again, right? Get back to those basics. All right, let's go ahead and take a breath in and out, and then we'll open our eyes. Go ahead and open your eyes. And just that minute of connection allowed so many things to happen in my body, right? And tell me if you felt this too. You can throw me some hearts, likes, whatever. When I quiet my mind, the minute I connect, like that's when my connection begins, right? When I close my eyes and I breathe and I'm there, right? I'm tuning in. Automatically, I can feel my crown open. I can feel my throat open. I can feel my heart, right, in my third eye. Like all of my upper chakras, which are the chakras that we're really going to connect with, they all just, open, and you can feel, it's all of a sudden, like for me personally, I feel like almost like the tingles in your on your scalp. That's how I feel, like my crown open. You get those tingles all of a sudden. It's just like, and it's just that opening space. And I know that those chakras are open and they're ready to receive, right? And depending on how you actually feel these things, you'll know when you're connecting and you'll know when you're not. Sometimes if you're blocked, like you've had a rough day or things are going on and you really need to like clear some stuff before you connect, that's okay too. And the sage will clear and help open your chakras in addition to doing a chakra energy clearing. You can, like I said, there's some of those on my talk radio, or even if you just go on YouTube and you search for chakra clearing, like whatever one you particularly feel that is clogged, right? Pop on, say, third eye chakra energy, clearing, and it'll give you, a meditation of sorts. And whether it's a guided meditation or it's just music, or maybe it's like the megahertz music. I love doing all of these things because they just assist in keeping me clear. And I want to be clear on a regular basis because I want to hear my intuition. I am often connecting on a regular basis. I'm doing readings. I'm doing, card pulls. I am connecting with you guys just on a regular basis, so I want to be clear and I don't want any of my chakras to be blocked. So that will assist in your connecting as well. So during that minute meditation, that begins to happen. all of my thoughts begin to become clear, or if I'm pushing my thoughts out so that I can have a space so that my thoughts can come in on the other side, right? So you're pushing those busyness thoughts out, allowing those other thoughts to come in, which are your intuition and the things that you are going to utilize, right? The things that you want to know. So like I said, when I was connecting in the shower, I gave myself a minute. I connected. I had my hand on my heart just as a connection piece, I guess. Let's just another piece to connect with myself. Like I'm thinking into my heart, like, what do I want to buy my husband, my lovely husband, for his, our anniversary present? It's going to be 15 years. So I put my hand on my heart and I quieted my mind and I gave myself a couple of breaths, and I was, allowing the warm water to run all over my body, and it was great. And I just connected, so just allowing that to happen, right? You have to ask your questions. So that is the next portion when I closed my eyes, is asking that question. So my beautiful sister who was on a minute ago, she likes to ask Serenity. That's the person that she uses. That's her intuition. Serenity is her intuition. And she says, Serenity, give me some guidance. For me, I just tune into my intuition and say, okay, give me some guidance on this answer or this question, please. Like, what am I going to buy my husband for our anniversary gift? And I know this is a simple question, but it's a question nonetheless that I wanted guidance on, right? So, and something that will make him happy, right? So this is the question that we're using. So I said, hey, intuition, please tell me the answer to this question. Give me some guidance. So that's the asking, legitimately asking. Give me some guidance on how I'm going to make the relationship with my husband better. Give me some guidance on, basically it's your problem, right? Your problem of the day. Give me some guidance how I'm going to deal with this person at work. Give me some guidance on how I'm going to make this really difficult decision. Give me some guidance how I'm going to parent this week because my, children are being royal pains in my butts, but things like that. So you want to take your problem, ask for guidance surrounding this thing that you want more guidance on, and allow the answers to come. And the answers that pop into your mind, the answers that you're feeling in your heart, your mind, the answers when you are full body hell yes, those are your answers. That's your intuition. That's your intuition speaking to you. That is the universe and you conspiring together for the best of you. When those answers come, then is the portion of learning to trust them, right? So we're utilizing this space, the less distractions, the connecting to gain that clarity, to get those answers, hear from our intuition. Learning to trust them is a whole nother enchilada. And I actually talk about it. I love enchiladas. I talk about it a lot I just talked about it and like simple, small ways on how to use like scientific experiments on how to trust your intuition. Number one is just to trust it. See if it works out, right? Savannah, can I talk, love? So I love children. I wish I had a locked space because I have now moved into an open space in my home and I can no longer hide from my daughter. So really, Savannah, please don't. Not now. I'm asking you to not make noise.
Can I say something about chimichangas?
No, we're not talking about food.
I did pull out chimichangas.
So let me get back on track here because she is distracting me. So when you're connecting and you're allowing yourself to hear your intuition, learning to trust your intuition is where it becomes like the experiment. So if my intuition tells me that I need to buy a ladder for my husband, this is what my intuition told me. He does want this really $400 ladder. Not a problem. If I buy the ladder and my husband is upset about me buying the ladder, like he doesn't like it, or
He already bought it.
you know, or he already bought it, or something of this nature. And then you get like kind of sad, you know, because you listen to your intuition and now you're like, well, but he didn't even like the ladder. You know, it's kind of like your test. Okay, well, was I supposed to buy the ladder? Was I not supposed to buy the ladder? You know, and so you have to figure out, were you supposed to do that or were you not supposed to do that? And whether he likes it or not, that's not going to be your answer, right? So let's say he doesn't like it and you were still supposed to buy it because it's going to lead you down a path, right? So the answer may not always be the best answer that your logical mind is thinking, right? So your logical mind will try and play tricks with you in here. And I will explain that to you in a minute. So whether or not that he likes it or doesn't like it, that is not the actual answer. It's whether you, in the end, if that was the best decision, right? Did it lead you down the path that you were supposed to go down? Was it the best decision for you at the time? Yes, that was the answer. The answer is yes. That's what you felt in your body when you asked yourself that question. Was that the best decision for me at the time? Did it lead me down the path that I needed to go down? Yes. That's usually going to be the answer. When you end up listening to your logical brain, and it will get confusing, because the very first thought that you have, that thought that is immediate, is generally your intuition. When you start allowing for time and space to pass, and that could be seconds, your logical brain starts to get in the way. And your logical brain starts to say, oh, no, I don't want to buy that ladder because X, Y, and Z. What if he doesn't like it? Or I don't want to buy that ladder because maybe I don't want to put it on my credit card. I don't want to buy that ladder because, you know, and your logical brain starts getting in the way and starts giving you all of these reasons why you shouldn't do the thing that your intuition just told you to do. Your intuition is source. It is a universe. It is you. You need to listen to yourself. When your logical brain starts getting in the way, it starts giving you other ideas, other avenues, other things that you think you should do, and it's not allowing you to truly listen to your intuition. So we have a tendency to start getting away from the thing that is going to actually take us down the path that we really need to go down when we start listening to our logical mind. So it's very important that we learn the difference. So this is kind of this is more where we get into how to trust your intuition when we in Empower from Within. So we really start doing regular practices. We'll do like journaling prompts every week. We will do live Zoom calls, and we will, go over how we are dealing with trusting our intuition and doing our experiments, and really going after the things that we truly desire. So in there we have like Voxer support, and we get intuitive questions. We get intuitive questions answered. We've got a basic subscription of $33 a month and a VIP subscription of $111 a month. But that's where in that program is where we really, really learn how to connect, listen, and trust. And I will go fully into all those details in like probably about 5 minutes because we're almost done here. So what have we learned so far? And we'll actually talk about journaling briefly in 1 minute. So what have we learned so far about connecting, going back to the basics, and actually the space being the space of meditation, the space of allowing ourselves to actually listen to the space in our minds where we create. And we create that space so we can hear our intuition. We create the beautiful physical space that we're in. We create the space for our, the lack of distractions. We create that bubble for us to be in so that we can actually listen to ourselves. Sometimes when we are not creating those spaces, any three of those spaces, we're missing a portion of our connection. We're not allowing ourselves to then tune in. We're not giving ourselves the space to actually do so, right? So another back to basics that you can utilize to actually really connect with your intuition is to use our journals, right? So within our journals, and mine is just a journal I bought from Walmart. It's just a, book. It says notes on it. I bring it with me absolutely everywhere. I have a big purse, so I pop it in my purse. I bring it with me to work. I bring it with me to driving in the car, because how often do you get these fabulous entrepreneurial ideas that you're like, yes, this is going to be the best thing ever, right? And you're like, I'll do it in a minute. I'll write it down in a minute when I get to my location, wherever I'm going. I just got to finish cooking dinner right now. I got to finish taking care of the kids. Wait a minute. I need to run down and take care of the laundry. I'll write it down when I'm done doing that. Then you go back upstairs or wherever you're done driving, you pull over and you've already forgot what it is that you wanted. And it was like the best idea ever. So whether it is a journal or actually like your phone, the notes section, and you want to actually, utilize that, because I utilize that too. I have one space that says ADI notes. So After Dark Intuition notes. And then I have ADI to-do list. I've got ADI links. I've got, all my different notes in there so that I can make things a little bit easier for myself, because I'm not always near my notebook. But I bring it with me to work as well, my physical notebook, because during my work day, it's inevitable. I'll be in the middle of doing something and then bam, oh, you got to do this. Oh, okay, great. Get out my notebook. Write it down, write it down, write it down, write it down. So for that purpose, it's useful. For writing down your to-dos, it's useful, and also for journaling. So I will think of a question I want an answer to. Like I wrote, what did I do yesterday? I'll write notes to any masterclasses I take in my journals. So this is the prompt I used yesterday for myself. What blocks me from trusting my intuition? And I like to write down questions that I'm going to ask myself and then that I'm going to ask my group. So I don't know if I used this one. I think I used this one in Empower From Within. So I think that's why I did this one, but I just did this like yesterday or day before. And I tune into my intuition all the time, like all the time. So I wrote down, and this is what I wrote. I think I'm almost scared of the way that my life would be if I truly listened to my intuition basically every day. That's one of the things I wrote there. So this is one thing. And actually you'll see me doing this because, so I had an intuitive hit a while ago to jump on live or a story or a picture every single time I desired to, right? I need to do it. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. And then I would post, and then I would go about my life, and I would then be like, oh, I need to jump on and post. And then I'd be like, oh, but I got to do. No. There's no, but I got to do. Right? So that's one of the things I wrote in here is that my desire is to post all the time, every single time my heart desires. That is my way and shall be my way going forward. These are my notes. These are important because people want to hear me and want to hear from me. People are coming in. I know it and I feel it. Those are the notes I wrote. Because that's me listening to my intuition. So now following through, right? So now every time I want to post, I need to post. Every time I want to do a story. So, it's coming. I feel it. And that's the desire that my intuition is telling me I need to do. And I'm doing it. So that is pretty much my masterclass for today. I hope you enjoyed this time. And don't forget to go back over those 5 easy steps because they are super easy. Save that. Thank you for all the hearts. Save that post with the photo on it. It's got the 5 easy steps right there. Just as a reminder, save it as your home screen. It is an easy reminder of what you need to do to connect to your intuition. And it is truly, truly, truly important. So really quick, I'm going to talk about Empower From Within. Empower From Within is my subscription service. It is pay-as-you-go monthly. The very first month that you join, there's a discounted rate for either VIP or basic. For VIP, it is $33 as the discounted rate on your first month. For basic, it is $9 for your first month. And the reason for this is because I want you to come in. I want you to see the value that you are getting. It is such a beautiful space. It is a space where we're going to do multiple things. We get a journal prompt a week. We have a private Voxer group, private Facebook group, because we like to learn different ways, right? We also have 2 Zoom live calls a month. And then if you're on the basic, you get 1 intuitive question answered a week. And if you are on VIP, you get unlimited questions answered via Voxer. All right. And with VIP, you also get 1 like hot seat coaching session or, like intuitive session, whatever you want to use it for during one of those live Zoom calls. So the price for basic right now is $33. But again, with that first month being discounted to $9. And for VIP, it is $111 a month and the first month being discounted to $33. So actually, let me go ahead and I will post the link to join those right now. It's funny, I'm not even logged into Facebook on my computer. Oh, nope, I'm going to have a problem here because I changed my password. Okay, I had to change my password earlier, so I'm not going to be able to. Oh, my sister, EFW is awesome and so worth the money. I love the Zoom chats and the ability to ask it for an intuitive answer. I know, you're so amazing. I love you. I love that you're in there. And we have so much fun. And we do use intuitive stuff on each other. We do it all the time. I ask her stuff all the time. Let me see if I can comment here. Okay. No, you know what? I think I have to. Oh, I know what I can do. Maybe. I'm trying to think how I can use my phone and not lose you all, but I'm not going to be able to. That's okay. Go to, I know what I'll type in here. I know where my links are. I will go to, I'm going to put my Linktree link in here. Sorry, I had to redo my password last week because somebody, or just 2 days ago, somebody logged into my Facebook or something. Like I got a message from Facebook saying, someone may have logged in and used your password. And I was like, blah! And I was just doing some social media stuff for work. And I was worried that these people were like trying to hack. So I changed all of my passwords. And obviously I have not changed it on my, I haven't changed it on my computer yet. Because I think I just did it like Thursday. All right, so go ahead. You can visit that link, my Linktree link, and the Empower From Within links are there as well if you're interested in joining. But I really hope you enjoyed this masterclass. It will stay in the group forever. If you watch it on a replay, please #replay. But enjoy your space. Utilize your space wisely. Don't forget to connect as often as you can. It is where our intuition lives, and it is where the intuition and our universe are conspiring for you. I love you all. Thank you for attending, and I will see you later. Have a great day. Bye.